All right, for rounds 6, 7, and 8, we've got 3 pretty cool looking brews here. First off, we've got Stone's Enter Night.
Ooh.
Then we have Pipeworks out of Chicago, and this is Lizard King. And then this one is out of Florida.
This one is called the Swamp Ape. This is from the Florida Beer Company out of Cape Canaveral, Florida. This is one that I've had before once in a while. It's a double IPA, the India Pale Ale. So, and for those of you that know me personally, I am an IPA fan. So I've had this before, they have not, and these two I've not had. And even though I've been a big fan of like the Stone Brewing Company, I've never had Enter Night, and I'm a big Metallica fan, so I'm interested.
We're gonna start with that for round 6.
Amen.
All right, so the first beer that we're going to be doing is Stone Brewing's Enter Night. Now this beer was a collaboration with Metallica, hence the name and the font. This is just a Pilsner. So with a Pilsner, we're looking at a light beer, a little malty, slight bit of hoppiness. I feel like Pilsners, depending on the type of malt and the type of yeast that they're using, totally German style beer, which makes sense since Stone Brewing opened up a brewery in Germany. Like, this is one of the people in America that are like, I've got the chutzpah to get into Germany and make my own brewery. Especially one that's not from Germany, where they've been making beer for hundreds of years, if not thousands, without knowing it was beer. So, for them to take that step, I'm more than happy to try this beer. So let's fill it up. And here it is. Let's give it a try.
Let's go off to Neverland, boys.
Off to Neverland.
Yeah.
Definitely super light, easy drinking.
Slight bitterness on the end.
Exactly. It's got the. It's not too hoppy. It's not too malty. It's that perfect Pilsner build. I just am curious what they say here. It's on. It's time to get started, to crank things up, to get loud. That thumping you feel in your chest isn't your imagination. It's your heart. It's life. It's the rockin' tunes. It's the inspiration wanting to break out. It ain't gonna sit there waiting, so mother can grab it. This is a collaboration with the truest sense between.
I feel like you should follow that up with a mosh pit. Like, geez.
I know, my God.
Yeah, right. Okay, so I'm just trying to see what's in here, and it doesn't really say.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
This is definitely like it's super German. Like I would say, like a great German style pills. I was looking to see what kind of malts or yeast they're using, but they just kind of want to go on. They're basically selling the Metallica name just with this, which is totally fine. And that's obviously why it's made.
I dig it. I mean, the thing is, like with Stone, it's like, like with we were talking about this earlier, like with like Arrogant Bastard or even Ruination. This tastes similar to Ruination, only like a step lower.
Totally, like 2 steps lower. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like you have that craft taste. That like I'm getting a little biscuit, like kind of biscuity, bready flavor, but that bitterness at that very end just sticks on the tip of your tongue. Super drinkable, absolutely. Yeah. Like I could go through a whole pint of this, no problem.
Ruination, we couldn't. And believe me, I've tried, ladies and gentlemen, and I woke up with a hangover, and you won't believe.
Not much here.
Oh, top me off.
You give good head.
And tonight! What's the next line?
Take my hand off to Neverland.
I think you're the king.
I'm not 100% sure that's right.
I don't know, but we've been drinking, so it happens. For all those of you that might think that I'm wrong, which maybe I am, leave a comment in the section below and just say, Wes, you fucked up.
Which I will not be reading the comment section, so
I'll let them know.
yeah.
Well, from one
That was easy.
beer that's inspired by a band, it's time to go on to another one.
Here with round 7, we've got Pipeworks Lizard King, which is a mosaic hop pale ale. I like pale ales in general just because they're a little easier to drink than some IPAs out there, especially made around this area. But this one in particular has a lot of great flavor to it, so I can't wait to share it with you guys. Let's fill them up. Here we are. Let's drink up, boys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's drink up, boys. Yeah.
Did you just snort your beer, dude?
Typical Jim Morrison over here.
I just sniffed the beer and the head went right up my nose. I'm like, ah.
If you know, and if I find you dead in the bathtub later, I'm not gonna feel sorry. Sorry to all you Doors fans out there.
The head was so good.
Andy, I don't think we're Kansas anymore.
I got a head in my head.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is the kind of beer that I could drink all summer. Like absolutely.
I mean, yeah, this is. I mean, I like we were mentioning. I'm a big IPA fan myself, and this. I mean, I've never had this one before, and I'm glad I have now.
That's why I like these single hopped pale ales, because they can give you a lot of what you love about IPAs without being so bitter, but you're getting more of the flavor from the hops into your pale. So this way you have a light body, sort of medium body, but going in with a full flavor with not a lot of bitterness. It's not going to wreck your palate. It's not tearing up your tongue or anything like that. So it just gives you something nice, refreshing, and full of flavor.
Oh yeah, something is definitely on this one. Nice and frothy at the end.
Oh yeah, look at that. Look how
That's,
cloudy that got.
Nice.
They get really,
Really cloudy. I don't suggest shaking up your beers most of the time, but sometimes when you have a keg of beer, you do have to roll it a little bit. Tell someone's works at beer market when they tell you to roll a bottle or can. Anyway, there are some beers out there that sometimes the breweries will say that you should shake up a little bit, or you should rotate, or sometimes, I mean, heck, when I had a glitter beer on tap, they said specifically, flip it upside down at the beginning of the day and flip it back.
Well, Allagash White Kegs, literally on their label, their collar, literally says store upside down.
Yep.
Until tapped.
Sometimes you have to watch that. So I say, basically, I consider kegs, and most people do too, like the safest way to distribute beer outside of keg format is in cans. And that's only because no light, no air, no heat can really affect that, because the metal's gonna basically soak up the heat. If it was a hot environment, then it could totally affect the taste of the beer. But with glass bottles, especially clear or green, you're going to get a lot of effect from the heat and light. So cans is definitely the second safest outside of kegs because of the smaller amount of air pressure versus a keg, which is a huge amount of air pressure. We want to be able to have the best fresh product, especially because it has so much carbonation in it. You don't want it to explode, which, I mean, how many people have had a keg explode on them? Yeah, that's a beer shower. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not.
Nope.
This is definitely,
wow.
This is a delicious IPA, especially at the end. I mean, yeah, you really get the full flavor on this one.
For sure.
Well, apart from this IPA, we've got another IPA, Double Dukes now.
Double Dukes.
Yep.
What is a Swamp Ape?
What is a Swamp Ape?
What is this?
First-hand accounts describe an intense beast with a potent aroma and bite. Proof that the elusive mystery monster exists. Or proof that brewing with 5 distinct varieties of hops creates an unbelievable, relentlessly hopped India Pale Ale. One taste, and you know, Swamp Ape is real.
I know where a monster lives. It's in my pants.
I believe in Swamp Ape. So let's try out this beer. Here it is.
Yep.
Swamp Ape from Florida Beer Company.
Yep. 10% is the double IPA, so oof.
Double the pleasure,
Double the fun.
I'm not getting anything on the nose. Like, it's not strong.
Oh, it tastes much stronger than it smells.
Whoa! Oh, crap.
You dropped the
Lightweight amateur.
No, I bumped into the shelf with the
That's got a serious malt backbone.
It's delicious to me. I've had this before, and I can drink this. I can drink a full 6-pack of this.
Definitely. Like, super, super bitter right at the front, and then it smooths out as it goes down your throat. No, that is a lot more easy drinking than I expected. But it definitely, Like, I don't taste the booziness, but when I breathe out, I do. You know what I mean?
I got you. I mean, like I said, with Florida Beer Company, I mean, I've had a lot of these before. My folks usually go down to like Key West a lot of times, and when they come back through, they'll get things like the Swamp Ape. They've also done a couple of the German Pilsners, and they're actually pretty good. And this one, I mean, I think I wouldn't say I've built up a tolerance to it. I think it's just my palate. I've had so many IPAs that this one is just like.
If you are on a IPA kick, it really sets your palate up for the other beers that you're trying out. So if you're on a big New England IPA kick or a milkshake IPA kick, it
Which
depends.
is what I've been on lately.
Totally. So those are beers that are using a lot of hops and they're using a lot of like other ingredients to like throw at you, so you're not getting that strong bitterness. This, and even at this aftertaste right now, I'm getting a lot of bitterness just on the back of my tongue.
It's very hot.
And that's just it. It's like, it's definitely bitter at the front, and then that
Swampy.
malty as it goes down. It's like a swampy, some sort of primate. Like,
This is definitely.
I'm licking the armpit of a Sasquatch in the swamps.
For all you
flowers.
comic book fans out there, if Solomon Grundy was an alcoholic, this would be what he drinks every day.
Or how he sweats.
Yeah. Either which way.
Solomon Grundy.
Solomon Grundy sweat in a bottle.
Solomon Grundy's sweat swamp ape.
Now, I'm not saying it's bad at all. I'm not saying it's a bad beer, but damn.
This definitely, this definitely separates, the crazy tough, from the phony, phony tough from the crazy
It
brave.
stays on your tongue, and then
Yeah.
when you sip, it adds another layer.
This is kind of a palate wrecker. Like
It's
this
a
is
total
like
palate
wrecker.
this is a hoppy palate wrecker as opposed to like the sour palate wrecker we had earlier. This puts hair on your chest, like serious.
Yeah.
Serious.
Man,
It
I think the light off my chest, even with the hair, I think I just
We
blinded
had
the audience.
literally completely naked chests before this happened.
Manscaped.
Yeah,
And now
completely.
because of this beer,
Jesus.
yeah,
It's really edgy.
edgy.
Yeah. Well, let's tone it down because we got 2 more beers to go for you.
Oh, I did the finger guns. That's how far we're gone.